You're listening to Where You Live with Gene and Tony.
This is Where You Live with Gene and Tony. I'm broadcasting live from the Concierge Landscape Studios, and Gene is broadcasting from the Extreme Exteriors remote broadcasting unit powered by Skype. Now let's hear from the Community Associations Institute. The CAI Minute is brought to you by Start to Finish Maintenance Contractors. Start to Finish provides 24-hour service for all of your home and business maintenance needs. Call Start to Finish at 952-259-1219, 952-259-1219 for your home, for your business, for your peace of mind.
Are you a member of the Community Associations Institute? For nearly 40 years, CAI has provided education and resources to volunteer homeowners who govern community associations and the professionals who support them. Visit caionline.org to learn more. That address again is caionline.org. CAI helps community association board members by providing online resources, in-person training, and hard copy publications written by association management experts. CAI offers community managers professional development, networking opportunities, and a certification program that's established as the industry standard nationwide. Minnesota has its own chapter of the Community Associations Institute to bring resources and tools from community associations around the country right to your home. Visit caimn.com to learn more and become a member of CAI today. Your community and management company will benefit from your involvement. Join the Community Associations Institute today at caimn.com and click on Membership.
So, Gene, let's get back to this story out of Utah. The state legislation that now requires homeowners associations to register with the Department of Commerce, not just the fact that they're a corporation, but register every member, their phone number, their address, and name the members of the board of directors.
Yeah, I think this is going way above board. And I think the state is overreaching in their authority with a privately held corporation.
Okay.
I tell you what, one thing that comes to mind, and think about it here in Minnesota, if the state of Minnesota were to do that here, they would be going against established state statutes that are already in existence. Right now, for example, in Minnesota, it states that a homeowner who has purchased a home in an association has no other requirement other than to provide the homeowner association with the address, with the preferred address where they would like to be notified of any meeting or any notification of the association.
The governing documents don't require a phone number. Usually, they don't require an email address, correct?
That's correct.
All right. But the state of Utah is going to require those things.
Yes. The other thing that I see happening here is that if the state requires this extra bit of effort in organizing, you and I both know that anytime they get involved in doing something more, they don't do it for free.
Okay.
And they're going to be asking for, if not immediately, sure as shooting, you're going to find out that they're going to be asking for more money in order to continue and keep this registered.
I see.
So I think it's going to be a way for the association or for the state to gain more money in taxes.
Yeah.
The other concern that I have is, will the state provide this information? Will this be free information?
I see. So if the public does want to look up and see who lives in this association or who to contact on the board if I want to sell them my siding, they may charge me a fee.
Yes. And so now the association, the state rather, now the state is doing exactly what credit card companies are doing, selling contact information.
Yeah.
Because they say, oh, no, we're not selling it. We're just collecting a fee for the time
the service
that's involved.
Yeah.
Here's the other issue. How about the homeowners who are required to now give their phone numbers and their email addresses? Doesn't a private citizen have the right to have that withheld?
Sure. That's right. I would think so. In fact, one of the big benefits of our now cell phone nation, I think, is that I don't get solicitation calls on my cell phone because my name and cell phone number are not in a telephone book anywhere. Now, I'm sure that's going to change. Someone's going to find out a way to harass me with solicitations, but the state of Utah is now making that possible.
And now you stop and think about it. Here's an individual who wishes to have information withheld. They want to be more private.
Okay,
and here the state is saying, if you rent or if you own a single family home, you have the right to have your phone number unpublished.
Sure.
However, if you live in a homeowners association, you don't have that right anymore.
Yeah,
I think there's some issues there, don't you?
Yes, I think that's very interesting. That's an excellent issue. Someone should bring that up.
Yeah. And there's so much more with this, too. The idea of, again, this is a quintessential piece of legislation that has so much more baggage added onto it. It's not a matter of just dealing with a homeowner association registry, no matter where you fall on the side of that issue.
Yeah.
But some of the other things here too. Here's this is from that House Bill 104. Here's what it says. It says that an association may not require a fee for the disclosure information if it exceeds $50.
That's right. And it also says that your declaration, your governing documents, has to specifically say that you may charge a fee. And if it does say that, you may charge a fee, but it cannot be more than $50.
I just think that's ludicrous. I mean, there are people that spend a lot of time, and even just taking away the professional management issue out of the question.
Yep.
For a private homeowners association, a self-managed one of 80 units, 100 units, and you still have a number of associations managed that way.
Yep.
Someone is volunteering their time, and now they have to be required to send this disclosure information in a certain time period.
Yeah.
It's not just in Minnesota. In Utah here, too, it says that there is a 5-day rule. But here's something in addition to all of that, Tony, that I think is just is this awful. And it's basically stating that if the association does not register, and if it does not provide that disclosure information within the 5-day period when it's requested by someone,
mm-hmm.
if there is money owed to the association at the time of closing, the association cannot collect.
I know. That's crazy. That's just crazy bad for a homeowners association. For one thing, the 5-day deadline. Our problem with disclosures is not that we can't get them to the closing company fast enough. It's that the closing company often doesn't ask us for that information until the day of the closing. So it's interesting that they're going to put that kind of limit on there. You know, we just lost Gene. Gene is in northern Wisconsin somewhere, and he's been broadcasting remotely, and we've had some problems here. We want to hear from you. You still have a few minutes to call us at 651-289-4488. I guess you shouldn't email Gene right now because I'm not sure that we can communicate with him.
I'm back, Tony.
Well, hi, Gene. Welcome back.
I don't know what happened there.
I don't either. Maybe there's a storm between you and...
Technology is only so good.
Maybe there's a storm somewhere between you and me, or sunspots are flaring.
Yes.
So anyway, we were talking about Utah and the disclosure requirement, the 5-day deadline. You cannot charge a fee for disclosures. You know, I've had, over the years, associations have said to me, why do you charge a fee for disclosure information at closing? And my explanation to them is it takes extra time, extra effort, and it has to be updated continually, and we have to provide it to you in time for your closing. There should be a fee for that. And why should the entire association pay more management fees? Why shouldn't that fee be charged directly to the person selling their unit at the time?
Yeah. It takes extra time to do something. People ought to be paid and compensated for it. I think that's absolutely right. But this idea of having this clause that says that if you don't provide it within that 5-day period, that it won't be owed. My goodness. Do you realize what havoc that would create for people here? Think of the lawsuits. Here's someone in a self-managed HOA. They're working their tail off to provide these disclosures and working and volunteering for the association, and now they don't get something done in 5 days, and now to find out that they don't get to collect the $1,500 from that delinquent owner because of the sale of their home.
The
other homeowners are going to be upset. There's going to be lawsuits. It's nothing but trouble that I see being created by this. And again, it all goes to a matter of overreaching, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. It's also based on this notion that somehow the homeowners association is evil, and each of its individual members are victimized by the homeowners association. It's that landlord-tenant mentality. The association is the evil landlord. The individual member is the poor tenant that's being victimized by the evil landlord. When the fact of the matter is, the homeowners association is all its members. It's made up of all its members, and members of an association have more say in how their neighborhood is run than in any other community organization.
Yeah. And when I take a look at our state constitution, our federal constitution, if there's any prohibition, you'll generally find it written this way in the Constitution. It said, government shall not. If there's a prohibition, it is in government.
There you go. The prohibition is not against the citizens. Usually,
exactly. We're getting that turned around, I think, from time to time.
Absolutely,
and
we are.
I think it's about time that change. I think that Utah, or any state for that matter, does not have the right to require all of this information, nor do they have the right to make it public and open to the public, or even in providing it for a fee or guised as a administrative fee, because that's exactly what's going to be done with this information. And again, you got to ask the question: who does it serve? What is the purpose?
Yeah, it certainly does not serve homeowners associations, I don't think.
Yeah, I can't think of one reason that this would benefit. Well, it's time to go. Folks, thanks so much for joining us. Please join us next week. Until then, have a great Sunday. We'll see you later. Bye, Tony.
Bye, Gene.